Okay, picture this. It's a rain-swept, candlelit estate in Somerset. The year is somewhere in the early 18th century. Shadows are dancing on the walls as a wealthy, highly respected landowner named Squire Allworthy pushes open the heavy oak door to his bedchamber. The storm is just raging outside, but inside, a totally shocking discovery is waiting for him in his bed. It's a tiny, abandoned infant, just sleeping peacefully. Now, society is incredibly quick to judge this situation. It's a truth as old as time, really. Society rewards appearances, while genuine goodness, well, that often goes completely unnoticed.
Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are diving into Henry Fielding's absolute literary masterpiece, Tom Jones. We're about to embark on this massive, sweeping 18th century journey. It is a thrilling tale of romance, brutal betrayal, and a foundling's desperate search to figure out his place in a world that is just obsessed with status and wealth.
So, the inciting incident here? It is pure drama. Squire Allworthy, filled with this really uncharacteristic compassion for the era, refuses to punish the child. He actually takes the baby in and names him Tom Jones. But you know how society operates, right? They always need a scapegoat. Suspicion quickly falls on a poor but educated village girl named Jenny Jones. Because she's smart and dares to step outside her social class, the supposedly moral community just eagerly condemns her. She is tragically banished, carrying a massive secret that actually won't be revealed until the final act.
Now, as the boys grow up, this intense, really stark rivalry takes root on the estate. In our protagonist corner, we've got Tom. He's impulsive, totally flawed, honestly always getting into trouble, but he has this fierce, naturally open and generous heart. And in the antagonist corner, we have his foil, Master Blifil, who is Allworthy's nephew. Blifil is cold, he's calculating, he hides this venomous envy right behind a mask of false respectability. It's essentially the ultimate showdown of appearance versus reality.
Now, what is a period drama without a sweeping, forbidden romance, right? Enter Sophia Western. Picture this grand, dramatic entrance of the beautiful, fiercely intelligent daughter of a neighboring squire. She acts as this powerful moral force in the story. While high society, and especially her loud, overbearing father, look down on Tom's uncertain birth and, well, his pretty scandalous reputation, Sophia sees right through all that to his genuine virtue. She literally inspires Tom to want to be a better man amidst all these immense pressures of high society.
But of course, this idyllic setup comes completely crashing down. It's heartbreaking, really. Tom's own generous nature gets weaponized against him. He tries to help a poor gamekeeper, and Blifil twists it into a crime of theft. Then, a scandalous, totally overblown rumor about a local girl named Molly severely tarnishes Tom's name. And then, Blifil does what villains do best, right? He uses quiet, venomous whispers to poison the squire's ear. Convinced of Tom's supposed wickedness, Allworthy banishes him. Tom is devastatingly cast out from literally the only home he has ever known.
So, Act 1 wraps up, and Tom is thrust right out onto the treacherous, muddy roads of 18th century England. The pace really accelerates here. Just days later, his fierce loyalty leads to this violent, bloody brawl with an arrogant soldier who actually dared to insult Sophia's honor. Amidst all the chaos of the open road, he reunites with a man named Partridge. He's this comical, kind of nervous, but fiercely loyal companion. And all of this leads to a faithful arrival at the bustling crossroads of the Upton Inn.
These scenes at the Upton Inn, they play out like a completely frenetic farce. I mean, it is total midnight chaos. We're talking a dizzying comedy of slamming doors, mistaken rooms, panicked guests, the whole shebang. Fleeing from her father's attempts to force her to marry the despicable Blifil, the runaway Sophia actually ends up at the exact same inn as our exiled hero, Tom. They are under the exact same roof, separated by mere walls and mistaken rooms, completely unaware that the other is even there.
But here is where we hit a major stumbling block. We discover Tom's tragic weakness. Surrounded by all the chaos of the inn, Tom gets entangled in a night of impulsive temptation with the mysterious Mrs. Waters. It's a momentary lapse, driven by youthful passion, not love. But disaster strikes when Sophia discovers the betrayal just a few doors away. She leaves the inn utterly heartbroken, feeling that her faith in Tom has been completely, totally misplaced.
So the chase is officially on. A devastated Sophia flees toward the city to escape her pursuing father. A desperate, really remorseful Tom follows hot on her trail, just hoping to beg for her forgiveness. The muddy, rural roads finally give way to the treacherous, suffocating, and glittering parlors of high society London. The stakes have absolutely never been higher.
The dangerous web of Lady Bellaston.
Once they're in London, Sophia unknowingly steps right into a dangerous trap, and Tom finds himself caught in the opulent, highly predatory web of Lady Bellaston. She's wealthy, she's influential, and she's very accustomed to getting exactly what she wants. She uses her power to trap Tom in this manipulative affair, and she holds the literal keys to his reunion with Sophia. But Tom isn't a naive country boy anymore. He realizes he has to break free to protect his honor, so he pulls off a brilliant bluff. Knowing that Lady Bellaston values her high society freedom and would never ever enter a respectable marriage with a penniless foundling, Tom proposes marriage to her. And just as he planned, her vanity forces her to flee in absolute horror. It's a hilarious escape that finally outwits the manipulative aristocrat.
But you know, just as you think hope is returning, absolute disaster strikes. While walking the London streets, Tom bravely intervenes to stop a violent assault. But in this desperate, bloody struggle on the cobblestones, the victim is severely wounded, and Tom gets blamed for it. He's arrested and thrown behind iron bars. This is truly his darkest hour. He's facing the gallows, and it seems like he has totally, permanently lost his future and his chance with Sophia.
But hang on, just when all seems lost, the shadows finally start to part and the mysteries of the novel unravel. First off, witnesses come forward. They prove Tom was actually trying to save a life, completely clearing his name of the street assault. Hearing about his genuine bravery, Sophia's heart finally begins to soften. And most importantly, whispers from the past start surfacing. The true history of Jenny Jones. Remember the village girl banished back in Act 1? Well, her real story starts coming to light.
And guys, here is the ultimate thrilling twist that shatters this entire foundling myth. Jenny Jones, she was never the mother. She was just paid to take the blame and keep a massive secret. The true mother of the abandoned baby was Squire Allworthy's own sister, Bridget. Think about what that means. Tom is not some lowly, nameless foundling. He is the legitimate nephew of Squire Allworthy, and he's the rightful heir to the Somerset estate.
So we've finally reached the reckoning. The fates of our two rivals here couldn't be more different. Blifil's mask is just ripped away, he's exposed as a complete liar, stripped of all his power, and utterly disgraced in society. And Tom? Well, instead of seeking revenge for years of really unfair treatment, Tom forgives his uncle. He embraces his newly found family, proving once and for all that a merciful, genuine heart ultimately triumphs over calculated hypocrisy.
It's just this sweeping, gorgeous resolution. Sophia sees Tom's undeniable growth, she sees his cleared name, and she completely forgives him. They are finally married. The foundling who started this journey with no name, no family, and no future finally possesses all three. It's a magnificent testament that truth and genuine love can actually conquer societal prejudice and endless misfortune. And that brings us to the end of this explainer, but I want to leave you with a really powerful question to chew on. Fielding wrote this epic back in the 18th century, but look at the world today. Does our modern society still judge people by their polished, carefully curated outward appearances, or do we actually take the time to look for their true, deeply flawed, but absolutely genuine character? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey, and remember, keep questioning the reality behind the appearance.